having fun in a fucking cop car.
Yep. Tristyn.
What's up, guys? Tristyn, if you fucking walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month...
It's in a fucking cop car, guys. Tripping, dude.
While dozens of panicked neighbors searched the woods for a missing 13-year-old girl, the teenager sitting in the back of a police cruiser wasn't hoping she would be found alive. He was taking a Snapchat selfie. What investigators didn't yet know, and what months of forensic analysis would later reveal, was that a small folding knife had broken during the attack, leaving behind crucial physical evidence that would contradict every version of events the suspect was about to give. This wasn't a fight that spiraled out of control or a split-second decision. It became one of the most disturbing juvenile murder cases in modern American history, leaving investigators and an entire community struggling to understand how a seemingly ordinary teenager could commit such a brutal crime. Durbin Crossing in St. Johns County, Florida, was known as a quiet, family-friendly neighborhood where children played outside and neighbors trusted one another. Tristyn Bailey was 13 years old, an outgoing 7th grader at Patriot Oaks Academy, and a dedicated competitive cheerleader. Friends remembered her for her energy, kindness, and loyalty, while her family described her as the heart of their home. On the evening of May 8, 2021, the night before Mother's Day, Tristyn spent time with friends in the neighborhood. Around midnight, she joined a group of local teenagers near the community center. Among them was 14-year-old Aiden Fucci, who lived only a short distance away. Shortly after 1:15 a.m. on May 9th, security cameras captured Tristyn and Fucci walking side by side toward a wooded trail at the end of Saddlewood Drive. Only one of them would return. Later that morning, Tristyn's mother discovered her bedroom empty. As concern turned into panic, the Bailey family contacted law enforcement, and hundreds of volunteers joined deputies searching streets, parks, trails, and nearby retention ponds. While search teams worked across the neighborhood, detectives reviewed surveillance footage from surrounding homes. The recordings quickly established a timeline that conflicted with Fucci's initial account. Security footage showed Tristyn and Fucci walking into the wooded area together shortly after 1:15 a.m. Roughly half an hour later, another camera captured a single person running back toward the neighborhood alone. Around 10 a.m., deputies spoke with Fucci at his home. He admitted walking with Tristyn, but claimed they separated soon afterward. Detectives later invited him and his parents to the sheriff's office for questioning as part of the missing person investigation. While riding in the back of a patrol vehicle, Fucci posted a Snapchat selfie with the caption, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately?" The image would later become one of the most widely recognized pieces of the case, but investigators were focused on something far more important. They noticed the clothing he wore in the photo differed from the clothing seen in surveillance footage recorded earlier that morning. Later that evening, a resident searching near a retention pond discovered Tristyn Bailey's body in a wooded area. The medical examiner documented 114 sharp force injuries, including numerous defensive wounds to her hands and arms, showing she fought to survive. During the autopsy, investigators also discovered that the blade of the folding knife used in the attack had broken, leaving part of the weapon embedded in her skull. That finding became a critical piece of forensic evidence. Detectives then executed a search warrant at Fucci's home. Investigators recovered clothing believed to contain blood evidence, a buck knife sheath that matched the suspected murder weapon, and surveillance footage that synchronized with the movements captured by neighborhood cameras. Together, the evidence showed Tristyn and Fucci entering the wooded area together shortly after 1:15 a.m., while only Fucci was seen returning less than 35 minutes later. As detectives interviewed classmates, friends, and Fucci's girlfriend, they heard similar accounts. Multiple witnesses reported that before Mother's Day, Fucci had spoken about wanting to kill someone just to see what it felt like. Investigators also learned about violent drawings found in his school notebooks. Taken together, the witness statements, surveillance footage, forensic evidence, and physical evidence recovered during the investigation pointed to the same conclusion. This was not a spontaneous act. Investigators believed the attack had been planned. When detectives stepped out of the interrogation room on May 9th, they left a hidden camera recording. What it captured wasn't a family grieving or hoping for a missing girl to come home. Investigators believed it showed an effort to coordinate a story before questioning continued. According to prosecutors, Aiden Fucci's mother encouraged him to keep his account consistent, specifically telling him to say he had been wearing khaki pants instead of blue jeans. At one point, investigators said she mouthed the word blood. Authorities later reviewed footage from the home security system, which prosecutors said showed Crystal Smith taking a pair of jeans into a bathroom and washing them in the sink before returning them to her son's room. That evidence later became part of a separate criminal case against her. As investigators gathered the jeans, the Snapchat post, surveillance footage, and other physical evidence, the defense maintained there was no direct proof that Aiden Fucci had used the murder weapon. Then forensic testing provided one of the prosecution's strongest pieces of evidence. During the autopsy, medical examiners recovered the broken tip of a folding knife blade from Tristyn Bailey's body. Investigators compared that fragment with a broken buck knife recovered during the investigation. According to testimony presented in court, the fracture patterns were consistent, linking the broken blade fragment to the recovered knife. Combined with surveillance footage, DNA evidence, witness statements, and other forensic findings, investigators concluded the physical evidence overwhelmingly supported the prosecution's case. Facing the evidence against him, Aiden Fucci pleaded guilty to first-degree murder on February 6, 2023, avoiding a public trial. On March 24, 2023, Circuit Judge R. Lee Smith sentenced him to life in prison. Because Fucci was 14 years old when the crime occurred, Florida law requires that his sentence receive judicial review after 25 years, rather than making him eligible for the death penalty. His attorneys later challenged the sentence, but the conviction and life sentence remained in place. Crystal Smith was also charged in a separate case involving evidence-tampering. She later entered a plea and was sentenced to jail time followed by probation. Although the criminal case reached its legal conclusion, one question has never been fully answered. Why? Investigators never established a clear motive. There was no documented dispute between Tristyn Bailey and Aiden Fucci, no evidence of robbery, and no known history of conflict that explained the attack. That absence of a clear motive remains one of the most unsettling aspects of the case. For Tristyn's family and the St. Johns County community, the loss continues to be deeply felt. Across the community, aqua-colored bows remain displayed as a symbol of remembrance, honoring the life of a 13-year-old girl whose future was taken far too soon. Today, the Tristyn Bailey Memorial Foundation continues to support initiatives that honor her memory through community programs and youth-focused efforts. If you found this documentary informative, consider subscribing for more carefully researched true crime cases based on court records and verified evidence. Thank you for watching. Please remember that behind every case are real families whose lives have been permanently changed. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.